Assetto Corsa is a hardcore sim racer with laser scan tracks, fussy physics, and a big mod scene. There's no macOS version, but that doesn't stop us. I'm using an M3 Max MacBook Pro with 36GB to test different workarounds and share my experience. I'll cover each tested method, starting with the two that I recommend the most. But before you choose which one you want, you'll have to buy the game. To help you, we'll leave links in the description to where you can purchase it, and we'll also add links to discounts when such are available. Now let's get to the ways to play it. Here are the two methods that gave us best results. The first one is called Boosteroid, and it's the cheapest cloud gaming service that's actually any good. This is the most plug-and-play solution that we found. The main draw of Boosteroid and cloud gaming in general is that your machine doesn't matter so long as you can supply it with around 40 megabits of stable internet. You can crank up everything to max even in 4K, and you should be more than fine. Boosteroid is a great fit for Assetto Corsa because it moves the heavy lifting off your Mac and onto a remote Windows rig. In sim racing, that's huge because you feel every little hitch at corner entry. With a solid connection, you can focus on driving instead of wrestling with settings, and you can lean into higher visual quality than most Macs can sustain locally. The trade-off is the usual cloud stuff that comes with subpar connection, latency, compression shimmer, and any Wi-Fi hiccup showing up at the worst time. But if your internet is good, this is one of the best solutions if you want the easiest setup with minimum tinkering. All you have to do to start gaming is follow the link in the description, register for the service, and buy a subscription. Then just search for the game and click play. It's all pretty easy, but we have a how-to tutorial if you need it, and an overview of the service if you want something more in-depth to make up your mind. Crossover is hands down the best non-cloud method to play Windows games on Mac in 2026. It will give you the ability to play anywhere you want without internet limitations, and scales better with newer Macs. But you're not going to get anywhere near the graphical fidelity or performance you'll have with cloud solutions. Crossover can run Assetto Corsa, but you should think of it as a strong yes, with caveats. On my M3 Max MacBook Pro, I tried it with 1440p, mostly high settings, and managed to hit around 80 to 100 frames per second in solo laps. Crowded grids, smoke, and heavy weather mods are where I got bigger dips. If I were to give you a sensible baseline, an M1 with 16GB is where this starts to make sense, though, obviously, more headroom always helps. Also, with this method, you can use mods for single-player games, and there's a 14-day free trial. To use Crossover, click the link in the description, enter your email, and download the app. Then, after you install Crossover, you must click the Try Now option for the 14-day trial. If you need a longer tutorial, visit our video on that. Just note that the experience with Crossover can sometimes vary between updates, so don't be surprised if it suddenly starts to break the game. If this happens, check our site for the detailed instructions, or you'll have to research this on your own. Here are the crossover fixes that come up the most with Assetto Corsa. If you notice the launcher crashing or refusing to start the game, disable the GPU accelerated launcher option inside the launcher settings. That usually makes launching reliable again. If you notice Content Manager acting unstable in the bottle, rename its executable to Content Manager localsafe.exe. That usually clears up odd behavior and failed starts. And in case there's strange windowing glitches or inconsistent performance, switch the game to full screen mode. This should smooth out the presentation and avoid a few wine-style quirks. If Assetto Corsa stutters when things get busy, tame the expensive eye candy first. Put reflection rendering frequency on static, drop MSAA to 2 times, and set smoke generation to medium. Those changes help the most when you're launching off the grid and everyone is throwing dust. The other methods are a variation of this theme. GeForce Now is the best cloud solution with all the bells and whistles, but at double the price of Boosteroid, it's just not worth it, except for a handful of games which can use the latest and greatest effects. Like Boosteroid, it's very easy to use. You just need to register, get a subscription, download its app, and start the game from it. xCloud is Microsoft's cloud solution, and it's by far the worst of the cloud solutions mentioned here, but it comes with the benefit of being free if you subscribe to Game Pass. AirGPU is the rent a gaming PC by the hour option. You buy credit, spin up a Windows machine, then stream it through Parsec or Moonlight. You pay by the hour and prices vary depending on what machine you rent, but the average is around $1. Then you also need to pay for local storage, which is $3.50 per month per 50 gigabytes with a minimum of 100 gigs. Shadow PC is the subscription version of the same idea, where the lowest monthly subscription fee is $34 for US users, and it only goes up from there. EU users get a cheaper plan option that costs €20 per month, but that's still more than twice the monthly fee for Boosteroid's base plan. Sikarugir is the free DIY version of Crossover. It works great when it works, but it's more inconsistent, less intuitive, and has a lengthy setup. As for the setup, you first need to install Homebrew, then Sikarugir itself, then Steam, and then the actual game. The process takes a bit more time compared to the other methods here, and so is beyond the scope of this video. For detailed guidance on how to set up Sikarugir, just click the respective video in the description and it will show you exactly what to do. Boosteroid is the simplest way to get playing fast, and it's a strong match for a sim where smoothness matters more than tinkering. GeForce Now is similar in spirit. It's got a more premium feel and generally has a bit more stable streaming, but its pricing is considerably higher than Boosteroid, which makes us not recommend it as our first cloud choice. Xbox Cloud Gaming is the console-style option, great if you already have access through Game Pass, and you're happy with a controller-first vibe. Crossover is the best local route when you want offline play and lower input delay. But Assetto Corsa comes with caveats, especially around wheel force feedback and the occasional launcher weirdness. Sikarugir is the free DIY cousin of Crossover, but this particular game is more finicky there, so expect extra troubleshooting. AirGPU and Shadow PC are basically the full PC experience in cloud, which is ideal if you want mods, extra tools, or the most familiar setup without worrying about translation layers. My quick take is this: choose Crossover only if local play is the priority, and you can live with peripheral compromises, and go for Boosteroid or GeForce Now for the easiest high-quality driving. AirGPU or Shadow PC are only if you really want full Windows flexibility in the cloud, and are okay with the steeper pricing. So these were the best methods for playing this game. If you want to explore more popular gaming titles you can play on your Mac, check the videos that should now appear on your screen, or simply browse through our channel. Also, if you found this content helpful, we'd greatly appreciate it if you liked the video and subscribe to our channel. Take care and see you in the next one.